this question of Cyrus coming does point to a very concrete event. We think of in 539 BC, Cyrus issues the decree to rebuild the Temple of Jerusalem, to send the exiles back, to ensure that this temple gets rebuilt. Part of this was part of a broader, Achaemenid imperial policy where they, by rebuilding some of these centers, they were better positioned for taxation reasons, for draft reasons of soldiers. I mean, people have sometimes treated the Persians as these very enlightened, like North American Western types who were, very, very, they were sort of liberal arts types, and yet, well, they had some very good policies in that way, but they also were a standard ancient Near Eastern empire, and by allowing for local rule and local custom, which was very different from both the Assyrian and Babylonian model of, rip peoples out of their areas, make them unsettled, and then they'll be more submissive. Well, with them, they said, hey, let's settle them in. Let's let them propagate their local traditions and cultures. They're ultimately under the say of the king. I mean, he's gonna tell them what he wants from them, and they better do it, or they're gonna get their heads hung in trees just as quickly as the Assyrians did.
Wow.
But they did tend to have, I don't know, we could maybe even call it a gentler touch and a more localized kind of touch. So Cyrus, I mean, this was a big deal. Him ensuring the rebuilding of the temple. There's a text at the British Museum, the Cyrus Cylinder. That's gone on the road before. I was able to see it in Los Angeles a few years ago. But it sort of tells the same story that we read about in Ezra 1, but from more of a polytheistic perspective, where he did this to a lot of these civilizations, sent back their treasures, sent back their people, rebuild temples.